All right, guys, we have Drax the Destroyer, more well known as Dave Bautista. Um, my name is Stu, and those that know me, that I'm probably going to go to, well, hopefully going to Wizard World here in the next week. Um, on the weekend of the 13th, 14th. I will be there on Saturday. I am. I was originally planning on doing this piece to have Dave actually physically sign it himself, but I got the unfortunate news that he's not going to be there, and I got that feed from the post that Wizard World posted on Twitter. So that Dave Bautista is not going to be there next weekend, but I'm sure that he's got some more pressing engagements planned. You know, I'm not sure it has anything to do with WrestleMania coming up, but you know, it could be, it could not be. As you guys know, Dave uh, was, and you know, I don't know any of those WWE superstars. I believe are like got a contract for life, especially with the McMahon family. But Dave Bautista was an awesome WWE superstar. Originally started following, and when he entered into the WWE, he went along, uh, and he became the four-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and he went on from there to enter in mixed martial arts. He did that for a short time, and was popular, obviously there as well. And as he, gained popularity, he definitely went into his movie career. Appeared in some minor films. The Man with the Iron Fist. He appeared in. More notably, Riddick, he was in, and he also appeared in one of the newer James Bond movies, Spectre. And he's just like a great character, great powerhouse, and just an awesome person in general. More notably, you know, and WWE superstars and characters and whatnot are really good at giving back to the community. Stephanie McMahon, she's really great giving back to the community, and as well as Dave Bautista. With his former wife Angie, if you didn't know, had struggled with ovarian cancer, and during that period of his life, he put a lot of his time into cancer research and kind of giving back in that time. And currently, he is more focused on the kids. Taking part in the Make a Wish Foundation, and kind of giving back to different forms of research in that way as well. And it's great to see the kids' faces light up when they see Drax the Destroyer in person. And it's great. Here you can see me kind of adding in some of the other characters from the movie, Gamora and Rocket the Raccoon. I really enjoyed kind of adding those other characters in with that. I originally wasn't going to add Gamora because I wanted an area for Dave to sign it, but I think I pulled off just kind of adding her in, and and still having an area where he could sign as well. And it was also kind of great adding in Baby Groot. Everybody loves Baby Groot, especially the younger kids, and kind of gives that comic and smile factor, to the movie Guardians as well. Rocket Raccoon, he's got that extra little toughness and grit for a small character, and he's really enjoyable to kind of watch and be a part of that Guardians. The Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of like a great kind of addition to the Marvel universe because it kind of expands out, and shows you that there's several other characters that are, kind of like a hodgepodge of different characters throughout the Marvel universe, and not just those main characters like, Captain America or Thor or things of that nature, or Iron Man. You got characters that you can really kind of, other characters that really can kind of stand out, span out through the galaxy. The Fantastic Four kind of went out away from, the regular Earth galaxy and traveled to other dimensions of the galaxies. And that was great. Characters like Doctor Strange, he travels between different, dimensions and galaxies as well. And that kind of just brings in a more mystic, more kind of, imagination and light to what you're going. So back to the drawing. I am using I believe Strathmore pastel paper. It's a standard paper that I've been using for a lot of my current pieces, 9x12. And I'm really loving these Carbothetical pastel chalk pencils that I've been using. It kind of gives me that extra motivation and edge, and really enjoying bringing out the colors and light. Some of the colors are really vibrant. You can see that in the hot pink kind of hair that Gamora has, and bringing out those white highlights, just kind of, make that pop. Blending in the different colors with the brush, kind of softening edges and things like that. Really, really been enjoying it. It's kind of like, painting with pencils in a way. It's really kind of given me an extra enjoyment and, and, and spark as I kind of do these pieces and kind of bring these guys to you. Bringing out all the highlights, the little quirks in the belts, and weapons, and their facial features really make the images pop, and I'm really been enjoying that. The different highlights and stars in the galaxies and things like that. I have been, and as I'm doing this, and as I'm working on this piece, I pieced in, I probably spent about 45 minutes to an hour over the course of a week in the morning, right before my normal 9 to 5, to get this piece done and put out to you guys. And I have been as I'm doing this and as I'm working on this, I have been kind of listening to different motivational speakers and tapes on YouTube, and really kind of just kind of soaking in some more motivation and drive and push to get these pieces out to you guys, and hopefully get some prints made soon, so I can bring those to you guys as well. I have been kind of working to strive to get set up on a few sites that sell prints, so be looking for that real soon. And I do have a DeviantArt site that I will be posting more more as we go along. That's at Logan's Run 60. But going back to the motivational speakers, I've been listening to a lot of Gary Vee, and people like Tony Robbins and things like that. And there was actually this motivational speaker called Les Brown, and he's kind of talking in the background as I'm working on finishing up this piece. And he had a really interesting story about him trying to get a job into radio broadcasting. So I'm going to kind of pause, and step back for a minute and let you hear some of what he had to say about that, as you can watch me kind of work on some of this background images.
Trying to be casual about it. No, no, no. You go through life being casual, you'll end up a casualty. No. You've got to be bold in life. You've got to take life on. Now, here's something else. You must be positive. See, a lot of people, when things don't happen when they want it to happen, they become negative. And they turn out and start projecting a lot of negative energy. No. You've got to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to be positive. Because see, when you know within yourself things are going to work out for you, when you know within yourself that some way, somehow, you're going to make it, and these are just some of the hoops you've got to flip through in order to get there, it's okay. I have a friend who went to get a job, and the people didn't hire me. Was so negative. Well, hey, the hell with you then. Wait a minute. They just don't have a job today. Don't burn your bridges behind you. Don't talk about the guy's mama. Come on. Now, here's the last thing. If you want to reach your goal and have a competitive edge, you've got to be hungry. A lot of people love me to tell this story. When I got out of school, my first major goal was to buy my mother a home. And my hero in broadcasting was Paul Hobby. And I wanted to become involved in broadcasting. And I loved the disc jockeys that were on the air. And I wanted to become a disc jockey. And Mr. Washington said something to me that I'll never forget, who was my mentor in high school. Repeat this. Whitney Young is this quote: "It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared." See, so I started working to develop my communication skills and expand my vocabulary. I started visualizing myself being a disc jockey. I saw myself on the air having a talk show and playing records and people listening to me. That was my vision. That was my dream. I held that in mind constantly. And I would practice all the time. Practice makes what? Absolutely not. Just dislodge that from your mind. Practice only makes improvement. Perfection doesn't exist. They need to take it out of the dictionary. It doesn't exist. Practice only makes improvement. You can always better your best. You have not done your best work yet. As long as you're here, you have a chance to transcend yourself. So don't believe in perfection. It doesn't exist. It only makes improvement. So I would practice every day. And finally, I went over to this radio station, asked a guy for a job named Mr. Birdwell, and I said, "How you doing, sir? I'd like to get a job." I was working on Miami Beach at the Fontainebleau Hotel at the time. The Jackie Gleason and the June Taylor dancers were famous. And my favorite program on television, most people would not remember it. John Beresford Tipton. Hi, my name is Michael Anthony. I have a check for $1 million. How many of you remember that program, all right? The Millionaire. That was my favorite program on television, you know. So this is my fantasy, you know, and every time we would drive from Miami Beach, I would fantasize, oh, that's the house. When I get my million, I'm going to buy my mother that home over there. So that's my fantasy. So I went up to Mr. Butterball, and he said, do you have any radio experience? I said, no, sir. Do you have any background in journalism? I said, no, sir. I said, but I can never get experience if you don't give me the opportunity. I've been practicing a lot, sir. He said, I'm sorry, we don't have any job for you. I said, thank you, sir. He didn't know my reasons for being there. My reason, I wanted to use radio as a means to earn the money to buy my mother a home. I went back to the radio station again. I said, how you doing, Mr. Butterball? My name is Les Brown. I know your name. Didn't I just see you here yesterday? I said, yes, sir. I said, y'all have any jobs here? Didn't I tell you yesterday we didn't have any jobs? Yes, sir, but I thought maybe somebody got fired or resigned. I don't know, sir. I went the next day. How you doing, Mr. Butterball? He said, yes. And I just didn't take it personal. How you doing? So y'all have any jobs here? Didn't I just tell you yesterday and the day before we didn't have any work? Well, I thought maybe somebody died, sir. I didn't know. I went the next day, showed up like nothing was wrong, like I saw him for the first time. How you doing, Mr. Butterball? Y'all have any? He said, boy, make yourself useful. Go get me some food. I said, yes, sir. See, many times when you want more, you've got to be willing to pay your dues. So I became their errand boy. I would get their lunch and their dinner and all kind of food for them. After a while, I would take the food to them in the control room, and I would not leave until they would ask me to, and I'd watch them working the controls, and I'd memorize their hand movements. And pretty soon, they would trust me with their cars to go pick up entertainers that came into town, entertainers like Sam Cooke, Donna Ross and the Supremes, the Four Tops and the Temptations. I would drive them all over Miami Beach in the disc jockeys' cars. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Finally, one day I was at the radio station, and a guy by the name of Rock was drinking while he was on the air. It was a Saturday afternoon. I was the only one there. None of the other jocks were available. And I was looking at him through the control room window, saying, drink, Rock, drink. Drink, Rock. I'd have gone to get him some more if he'd asked me to. Drink, Rock. Pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager. I said, hello? He said, Les, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs to come in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn up the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes, and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, do you know how to segue the records? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get behind those controls. I put the headphones on. I said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing pocket. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction, whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. You are able to have charge of your destiny, doesn't it? Gives you a good feel. Gives you choices. You can do more things. See, my first major goal was to buy my mother a home. I feel like Abraham Lincoln, who said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. And I said to my mama one day, I said, Mama, when I become a man, I'm going to buy you a home. And you won't have to go to work every day. You won't have to work. You just sit down, Mama. She was getting up, getting dressed to go to the M&M cafeteria. I was just following her around. I said, watch, Mama. One day you won't have to leave here to go to work no more. It's raining outside. You won't have to go to work in the rain. You just do what you want to do. Like stay home and fix me sweet potato pie. My mama fixed the kind of sweet potato pie you can't eat with your shoes on. You have to take your shoes off so you can wiggle your toes, all right? But that was my dream. That was my passion. I saw that, and that drove me. That was my reason for being. So one of the things, in order to make this your decade, in order to reach your goals, you've got to find some reasons that make you strong, some reasons that will make you hang in there when times get rough, because they're going to get rough.
you kind of heard some of my puppies in the background there, but thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. My name's Stu Williams, and this is TUR. Big hugs, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and be looking for those new upcoming videos. Take care.